Today, we recognize it immediately. Delicate lace, silk ribbons, and carefully engineered clasps. We view it exclusively as a piece of erotic women's lingerie. But smash cut to the Middle Ages, and the original wearer was someone very different, a rugged, heavily armored man trying to solve a daily mechanical annoyance. Medieval men did not wear modern trousers. Instead, they wore thick, heavy, individual wool stockings that ran all the way up the leg. Heavy wool and gravity are a terrible combination. Without elastic to grip the calf or thigh, these stockings suffered a constant downward pull. They slipped with every step, making fighting nearly impossible. The solution was pure structural engineering. Men cut holes in the top rims, threading laces through them, tied directly to upper garments to maintain tension. Those functional laces are the direct ancestors of today's garter. An item we associate entirely with romance was engineered out of a desperate need to keep a medieval guy's socks from falling down. Over time, men's fashion evolved to separate the pant from the sock. Because the socks still required tension, men started cross-gartering, wrapping bands tightly around the calf. It was an awkward look. Shakespeare even used it as a visual punchline to mock the character Malvolio in Twelfth Night. The garter's reputation took a sharp turn at a 14th century royal ball. According to legend, a decorative garter slipped from a countess's leg and landed flat on the stone dance floor. As the surrounding guests laughed and mocked the malfunction, King Edward stepped forward. He picked it up, declared, "Shame on him who thinks evil of it," and decided to elevate the item to extreme reverence. He created Britain's highest order of chivalry around it. Knights admitted into the Order of the Garter proudly strapped a rich, dark blue velvet band, stitched with gold thread, just below their left knee. By royal decree, a basic sock holder was elevated into a highly visible, celebrated marker of male aristocratic prestige. The cultural script flipped in the 16th century. Women's skirts expanded into massive, voluminous bells, completely obscuring the lower half of the body. To manage their own stockings beneath all that heavy fabric, women widely adopted the garter. Because the legs were completely hidden from the public, the garter became a highly secretive, personal canvas. Women spent hours decorating them with fine silk ribbons, complex embroidery, and delicate bows. In a society where seeing a woman's ankle was a rarity, the accidental glimpse of a heavily decorated garter flashing beneath raised skirts, especially during energetic cabaret dances, drove audiences into an absolute frenzy. This secretive allure birthed enduring romantic traditions. Brides began wearing blue garters under their dresses as a hidden symbol of purity and fidelity, perfectly satisfying the custom of wearing something blue. By burying the garter under yards of heavy fabric, fashion accidentally turned an everyday tool into an object of intense erotic and romantic pursuit. The 19th century brought a massive materials breakthrough: rubber. Before this, garters had to be tied tight enough to cut off circulation to maintain a grip. Elastic solved the rigidity problem completely. Flexible straps could now grip the thigh comfortably without pinching. Soon, elastic bands were integrated directly into corsets, evolving into streamlined suspender belts. As hemlines finally began creeping upward in the early 20th century, these newly comfortable elastic garters were perfectly positioned to peek out below the skirt during a brisk walk. The invention of elastic perfected the garment's engineering right before modern fashion exposed it to the world. The 1960s hit traditional undergarments like an asteroid. The textile industry flooded the market with lycra, synthetic tights, and seamless pantyhose. These modern fabrics gripped the body and held themselves up. The battle against gravity was over. In an instant, the mechanical need for a garter evaporated. Women poured into the streets in miniskirts, eagerly abandoning the complex, heavily constructed, and restrictive underwear of the previous generation. But losing its utility didn't kill the garter. It freed it. Stripped of its job holding up socks, it survived entirely as an aesthetic option. Today, wearing one is a deeply personal decision. Even when hidden entirely under modern clothes, it acts as a psychological armor, something that alters your posture, your walk, and your baseline confidence, simply because you know it's there. A medieval engineering trick meant to solve a wardrobe malfunction evolved across 6 centuries into a completely voluntary tool of self-expression.